Coming up on this edition of the Bluffton News, we'll get all kinds of information about hurricane preparedness and the Red Cross, and we'll meet Jeff Fulgham and learn all about the burning of Bluffton. Thanks for joining us for the Bluffton News. I'm Anneliza Itkor, and these are today's current headlines. La Isla magazine has announced that they are donating a portion of the profits from the New River Auto Mall Fiesta de Mayo event to the Children's Center of Hilton Head Island and Bluffton. The Fiesta de Mayo celebration took place on May 19th at Shelter Cove Community Park with an estimated 4,000 in attendance. The festival featured dance competitions and folkloric Latin dance groups, dance lessons, DJs, Latin food vendors, a kid zone, and the Latin band Banda Cielo Azul. And there's good news for Bluftonians in the tax department. After much discussion and concern about a pending tax increase, the verdict is finally in. While there will be a millage rate increase, this is only in response to an average 21% decrease in the town's property values. When property tax values go down, so do taxes. When taxes fall, the budget for the town of Bluffton follows. In order to keep the upcoming budget revenue neutral, the millage rate increase was approved. The town of Bluffton millage rate, or the unit of $1 of tax for every $1,000 of taxable value, will be increased to fill the more than $20 million gap created by Beaufort County's reassessing all property values. A millage increase does not necessarily mean a tax increase. When you multiply a decreased property value with an increased millage rate, in most cases for Bluffton residents, it will be less money leaving their pockets. And it's never too early to start getting ready for Halloween, and the Bluffton branch of the Beaufort County Library is giving Bluffton teens a real leg up. Pork Chop Productions will present What's Beneath the Surface, a teen zombie program, at 3 p.m. on June 27th at the Bluffton branch at 120 Palmetto Way. Teens will learn all about zombie makeup in movies and television. They can see how it's done and have it done to them. This free event is open to teens in grades 6 through 12. Beaufort County is the first county in South Carolina suing Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems Incorporated, referred to as MERS, an electronic document registry system owned by large national banks that bundle and sell mortgage loans to investors without having to record assignments of each new transaction in the local property registry. Beaufort County claims the MERS electronic registry, which records mortgages in the name of MERS rather than the real lender or owner of the loan, has eroded the transparency and corrupted the chain of title of real property records required to be maintained by state law, and have rendered these records inaccurate and unreliable for public use. Beaufort County is asking the court to prohibit MERS and its member banks from filing fraudulent documents and immediately correct all fraudulent documents currently residing in the Beaufort County Register of Deeds office. Bluffton seniors put in a strong showing at the 14th annual doubles tournament in Sun City, which crowned champions in 18 divisions across various age groups and skill levels. 183 players competed in the four-day event this past weekend, and about 80 players hailed from outside Sun City. Helene and Tim Wolf of Bluffton took home the mixed 3-5 championship. Helene Wolf and Bluffton's Ronnie Lacoste won the women's 3-0 event, while the men's 3-5 prize went to Tim Wolf and Hilton Head's John Akers. Other Bluffton winners: John Christ of Bluffton and Hilton Head's Keith Whitlow took the men's 65 division. Bluffton's Ann Clement and Okeete's James Brennan clinched the 70s mixed title, while Bluffton duo Robert Quigley and Richard Taylor triumphed on the men's 3-0 court. The 4-0 men's crown was claimed by David Carlin and Lee Yalowick, both of Bluffton, while Bluftonians Karen Rule and Roland Scott dominated in the 3-0 mixed division. For more information on these headlines and more, please check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. After the break, BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun has the details on Bluffton's top stories, and Shellie West-Hodges brings us the Bluffton Business Report.
Welcome to Brown Golf, where playing here has its rewards. Purchase a 20-round package of golf prior to May 1st, 2013, and receive a full day with yours truly. That's 18 holes of golf, 2-hour mini school, and lunch. To purchase that package, go to browngolfmanagement.com. That's browngolfmanagement.com. Now, let's go humble the golf course.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining me now is BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun. So BJ, how goes things in Bluffton?
Oh, they're up and down all the time.
I understand that we have a new principal at H.E. McCracken School.
Yeah, we do, and you know, it's not big news normally, but the Beaufort County Board of Education has chose Todd Bornschauer to be the new principal at McCracken Middle School. He was formerly a high school principal in Aiken County, and what makes it news is he's finally replacing Philip Shaw. As we know, Philip Shaw went out on leave back in November. And of course, he was administrative paid leave at $93,000 annual salary, and he's still out. He's actually on family medical leave, which will expire at the end of this month, and then perhaps the resolution will be coming from his personnel situation.
Well, I'm just pleased that they've gotten a strong replacement for him, and you're right, we'll see how that all pans out. Now, you mentioned ups and downs. This is definitely a downside of the day. We lost a very special person recently, didn't we?
Yeah, Ida Martin passed recently at age of 86, and she was the founder of Bluffton Self-Help. Back in 1987, she decided that there was a facility needed, an organization needed to help working families and disabled during tough times. And she started it, and it just kept growing and growing, and today it serves several hundred people every day. And again, it's been founded in 1987, and she's been recognized locally, regionally, nationally, and just last year she received the Presidential Citizens Award from President Obama in Washington, and she famously asked him if she could have a hug. And,
I remember
and
seeing that photograph. It's a classic photograph, and she will be remembered so fondly.
Absolutely.
Now, earlier in our headlines, we were talking about how Bluftonians are actually going to get a tax break because of property tax decline. But the big question is Beaufort County going to raise sales tax in November?
Well, they've been talking about it, and the Beaufort County Council recently voted 7-4 not to implement or ask for a referendum for the voters to approve a 1-cent property or a sales tax increase. And the rationale behind it was a number of reasons. Number one, it would have cost $65,000 to hold this referendum. Secondly, a lot of people felt, you know, once you get this tax, it's just not going to go away. Not that politicians do that, but and then finally, the fact that it's only a 1-cent sales tax increase, and some people felt that would cost more than just the property tax relief. So overall, it was nixed. It was supported in Beaufort, Port Royal, and Bluffton. Hilton had just felt they didn't want it, and of course the council sided with the Hilton Head Islanders.
Well, BJ, thank you so much. You always bring the best stories for our viewers.
Thank you, Anneliza.
We're now going to head on over to Shellie West-Hodges for today's Bluffton Business Report.
Tell us about your experience here at the sunset parties down here at the Bluffton Oyster Park. Really, that's amazing. And this is a great opportunity, so I understand they're raising money for folks like you. Terrific. Well, thank you, Lucy. And you have the most fun you can tonight.
I got conch fritters, I got ackee and saltfish, I got saltfish salad, jerk chicken, jerk pork, oxtails. You know, it's come on by 8 Oak Street. It's going to be a treat.
Authentic Italian sausage. You can't get anything like this in the South. It's from my grandmother's recipe, straight from Italy. Come down, this is the best sausage you can get. We sell it at the Island Pasta Shop out here in Bluffton.
It's Tony, tell us about the Groove Tones and why you're here today.
Well, we're here for the Blues and Brews Festival, and we are the Groove Tones, and we play blues, and that's one of the reasons that we're here. We're trying to keep the blues alive. We're here today for the fundraiser for the animals. I have 2 Siamese cats myself that I love. One is a rescue Siamese cat, and the other one is an expensive Siamese cat.
Amy, tell us about Palmetto Animal League and about your sunset parties that y'all have been having down here at the park.
We are having a series of parties this summer. We started the parties last summer. This is our second one tonight, Blues and Brews. It's just a great way to bring people together. It's a fun, family-oriented event. And the family includes your dog, so we do have a lot of people bringing their dogs. Everyone's well behaved, so it's a great time for everyone.
Well, this is a wonderful event, and one of the great things about this event is that you have some great businesses that have partnered up with Palmetto Animal League to help y'all raise money. Tell us about some of those folks that have helped you here.
Barefoot Sports, they have been a great sponsor of a lot of different events for Palmetto Animal League. We have a series of about 10 events that we do with them every year. And then there are a lot of other wonderful sponsors that take care of these sunset parties. Subaru with New River Auto Mall, Fisher Recycling. We have 103.1 The Drive and Covert Air, Bluffton Today. John's Music, American Paving, Mosquito Nick.
Well, that's wonderful. And of course, we didn't want to leave anybody out, so it's good to have a cheat sheet. But there are also some great restaurants here tonight, too. Tavern 46, Red Stripe, Fiddleheads Pizza, Bluffton Seafood Company, Palm Key Catering, some great restaurants. And from what I understand is growing. You're starting to get a lot more restaurants each event.
Yes, we are. The vendors are really enjoying the crowd that we have at the sunset parties, and the people that come are enjoying the variety of different restaurants that come out. So it's been a great partnership.
So this is Shellie West-Hodges with the Greater Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, with Palmetto Animal League and Great Faces of Bluffton. Back to you.
Thanks, Shellie. Up next on the Bluffton News, we're going to learn what it means to be Red Cross ready, and author Bluffton Fulgham takes the hot seat when we return.
Have you noticed all of the people, activity, construction, and new business on Buckwalter Parkway? Buckwalter Place is a 94-acre knowledge-based, mixed-use, new town development in Bluffton, South Carolina, and is the focus and nexus of a significant amount of economic, commercial, governmental, educational, entertainment, social, and cultural activity in southern Beaufort County. If you haven't already, visit Buckwalter Place and experience it for yourself. Buckwalter Place. Live well. Connected.
Today on the Bluffton News, I'm delighted to welcome Carl Statham, who is an emergency service specialist with the Red Cross. Now, Carl, we were talking earlier about being Red Cross ready. What exactly does that phrase mean?
Well, being Red Cross ready is all about being prepared for known disasters and some of the emergencies that we encounter in the Low Country. As we all know, the Low Country, being a coastline of South Carolina, is susceptible to hurricanes. In the upper part of South Carolina, it's more susceptible to tornadoes and thunderstorms, severe storms. And being Red Cross ready means preparing yourself to deal with these type of emergencies. It brings about a need to build a kit, and a need to make a plan, and a need to be aware and be informed of what disasters present dangers to our community and to ourselves. Part of that is making a kit. You know, we think of kits as being something that we can put together very quickly, but in fact, it takes time and effort to put together an effective kit with all the things that you need. Imagine if you had to try to put together supplies at a time when you've been asked to evacuate. The availability of those supplies could be scarce. So now is the time to start putting together supplies you need in terms of medical needs, copies of prescription drugs, also bringing about food, non-perishable food, and even for our children, you know, babies especially in terms of their special needs. And the list goes on. And Red Cross has a pamphlet for that is available to you at the Bluffton office, or you can also get it from our online operations where we have phone apps that covers preparedness for just about any emergency, natural emergency that you can think of.
Good. So in essence, you're sort of borrowing from the Boy Scouts and saying be prepared. You mentioned a couple resources. What other preparedness resources are available to us here in Bluffton?
Well, certainly you have the 2013 Hurricane Preparedness, South Carolina Hurricane Preparedness brochure that came out a couple of weeks ago. And what's great about that, it has a lot of the detailed information that we provide as well. And everyone probably got a copy of that in their Island Packet News. And that's worked out really very well. So if everyone just pay attention to that, that would help a great deal. That's available. Also, your Beaufort County Emergency Management Operations has online information that you can pull from their site, as well as brochures. And of course, there's your local Red Cross office here in Bluffton has a lot of the information as well.
Now, clearly the Red Cross is very involved in all of these procedures. Very quickly, tell us, how does one become a Red Cross volunteer?
Well, easily. They can go online, American Red Cross, and they can go to volunteers operations, and they can apply online for becoming a Red Cross volunteer. Then they attend a volunteer orientation class here in Bluffton. And once that's done, they have just a multitude of specialist activities they can be involved in, from shelters to feeding to public affairs to emergency management, and the list goes on. Red Cross provides all the training, and we look forward to having more volunteers and having more people that can respond to the needs of the community.
Well, Carl, we so appreciate you taking time out of your day. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Joining us now is Jeff Fulgham. Now, Jeff is a staff sergeant for the South Carolina Army National Guard, but he is also a published author. Not only is he a published author, but his topic is Bluffton. Jeff, why don't you first start off by telling us a little bit about your book?
Well, it basically takes into account the burning of Bluffton, and it also discusses the Bluffton movement and Bluffton's importance in the antebellum era as well.
Now, when we think about burning during the Civil War, of course, what comes to mind is Gone with the Wind and the burning of Atlanta and all of that. I have to say, until I knew about your book, I didn't realize that Bluffton was burned. How does that impact us, that information?
Well, it's very significant. You know, for years we didn't really understand the importance of the burning of Bluffton. And now with the discussion about the Bluffton movement, as well as now the burning of Bluffton itself and Bluffton's military strategic importance during the war, we're seeing an increase in, the latest trend is an increase in foot traffic in Old Town, with people coming to learn about Bluffton's role in the Civil War.
Now, is that the area, where exactly was Bluffton burned?
Where?
Yes.
Old Town. There was approximately 60 homes in Old Town, and there was around 40 burned, and it was an intentional burning. And this is what makes the burning of Bluffton so intriguing, is that there were no indications of other objectives or motives by the Union other than to burn the town.
Okay, now, and I know from your book that the burning took place on June 4th. I feel like a very good student.
Yes.
Were there any civilians around when that happened?
No, there were not. In fact, all the civilians had evacuated Bluffton no later than November 8 of 1861, which was the day after the Battle of Port Royal.
Okay, now, did they intend to burn the town? Was it accidental? You mentioned a military strategy.
Yes, it was an intentional burning. The orders to burn Bluffton were given by Major General David Hunter, whose headquarters were on Hilton Head. And there were several reasons why Bluffton was targeted. The Union officials, after the burning, mentioned Bluffton's significance as what they referred to as a rebel picket headquarters, which meant a lookout headquarters. Now, also what's important to note is that Bluffton was the campsite of a Confederate captain named John Mickler. And Captain Mickler was later recognized as a Confederate hero. And Captain Mickler was launching a number of successful nighttime raids and captures on the Union Army that was stationed on Hilton Head, and also such sites like Pinckney Island. So Captain Mickler became a thorn in the side of Hunter, and this was one of the factors of why Bluffton was burned.
I'll tell you, this is all such interesting information. We can only accomplish so much in 3 minutes. Give us the full title of the book and where we can find it so we can read more.
The title of the book is The Bluffton Expedition, The Burning of Bluffton, South Carolina During the Civil War, and it's available in ebook and paperback at most bookstores now.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Anneliza.
After the break, Kim Viljac joins us with our Bluffton Entertainment Report.
How's the air temp at your house? Hotter? Colder? Never fear, Season 7 at Covert Air is now underway. If your home is not in the comfort zone, we can be on the scene today. Clean a little coil, find a little leak. If it's over the hill, replace it. Summer's coming, have no worries. Sit back, relax, and stay cool. Covert Air to the rescue. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back. Kim Viljac has been very busy this week and brings us all kinds of news from this past week's Bluffton Shag and Drag.
Hi guys, this is Kim Viljac and we are out here in Old Town Bluffton at the 3rd annual Shag and Drag. We're on Calhoun Street right now and there are some beautiful cars down here. Later on the party is going to continue down at the Promenade. We have an awesome band called City of Lights and they're going to be playing 6 to 9. We can't wait for that. Back here behind me you can see the wonderful trophies. The one here to my right is the one everyone's after, Best of Show. We'll be sure and let you know who gets that tonight. Hey guys, and guess what? I got lucky enough to get in this beautiful car here, and Mr. Anderson just won Best in Show. I'm here with Bill Anderson. Bill, tell us about this awesome car.
I'm Robert Anderson. This is a 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible, all factory, 265, power pack, 4-barrel carburetor. This is exactly the same way it came from a showroom floor in 1955.
Wow, how long have you had this beautiful car?
I've had this car about 4 years.
Have you had to put much work into it, or?
Wash and polish.
Wow. And so are we going to go for a ride around the block or what?
We can do that. This car was built in Pennsylvania. It took the guy 6-7 years to build this car, so it's quite a bit of workmanship in a car like this.
Well, it is absolutely beautiful. The color and the chrome and everything is absolutely perfect. And congratulations on Best in Show.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, we're wrapping up our night. We're down here at the Promenade. City of Lights is playing, and I think we're getting ready to do a little shagging, and we're going to end our night here. Thank you to the Old Town Merchant Society. You have done an incredible job, and we can't wait for next year. Hey guys, we're down here at the after party in the Promenade, and I found two fellows who've had a really good time. We have a fellow here from Florida.
Yeah, I'm actually Cape Coral, right by Fort Myers.
Okay, great. Is this your first time to Bluffton?
No, I was up here about a year ago.
Well, welcome back. What did you think about our Shag and Drag today?
I liked it. I thought there was a lot of neat-looking cars there.
Did you have a favorite down there?
Yeah, a couple of those. One of the Novas and one of the Bel Airs.
Yeah,
I like those. The blue and white ones.
They were all beautiful. I couldn't figure out my favorite. What about you? What did you think about the car show down there?
It was a good time. I really enjoyed that Nomad. Had that beachy theme to it.
Oh, okay.
The Sharp.
Okay.
Love to have that. And the Corvettes were nice. That black one.
Well, maybe you found your new hobby.
Yeah, we'll check the budget.
Well, now we're down here listening to City of Lights down at the Promenade, and it is a beautiful night. Y'all plan to get up there and dance in a little bit?
What? I guess if you'd ask me, otherwise nobody.
All right, well, it's a date. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks for joining us for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Anneliza Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you next time.